Hello. Let me shower my face. I just woke up and washed my face, so let me give it a little rating. I think it's like not so bad, but it still looks like I just came out of bed though. Even though I just watched the motherfucker. Yeah, man. Let's talk about Russia, man. Let's talk about Russia because there are a lot of people watching me, following me, that are unaware of this country, that are unaware of like how is it in its place, how is it in its environment, how do people live, how this, how that, and there are so many like preconceptions and assumptions and prejudices towards this place, towards the cultures, because there are many cultures here. It's not just a Russian culture. That actually Russian culture doesn't even exist, strictly speaking. It exists, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Just like American culture doesn't exist as well, because it's a melting pot in the US, just like it's a melting pot over here too. I mean, I'm still in Russia, by the way. I'm going to talk about my experience from what I've learned, because I'm going to talk about my experience in Russia. I've been in Russia for like 4 years, not only in Russia but also in Siberia, because there is a slight difference between Siberia and Russia. Even though they are all the same, like Siberia is included in what we call the Russian Federation, and there are a lot of other republics that are also parts of the Russian Federation. But overall, it's called Russia. Even though the name Russia itself, it's kind of tricky when you look it up historically and even geographically. Even geographically, it gets tricky. So, first thing first, when you look when you look it up on Google, I don't know, Chat GPT, like whatever the fuck, right? The first thing that pops up is the language. One of the first things. Let me just take some time to word stuff. The first things that pop up are their language, their culture in general, and the weather. And a lot of Americans are afraid of this part of the world because they have been fed so many unbased information about how it is here, even though there is no there is no paradise in this world. And the only paradise that there can be, you can only create that shit, like with yourself, with your family, your community and stuff. There is no place that big that comprise. There is no such place comprising an entire like set or collections of communities and republics that is perfect, or paradise that is even close to perfect. There is no fucking country that's even close to perfect. I can tell you that. There are countries, because of their, thanks to their paradisiac, if such word exists in English, because in French we can say paradisiac. It's a word related to paradise. It's the adjective connected to paradise. There is a lot of countries, for example, in South America, in Africa, that are I got some classical music playing. Let me just slow them. Put the volume down because. Listen, I got multiple music. Various types of music playing in my house. In the living room, I got classical music. In the kitchen, I got some meditative music. Like in the bedroom, I got it. I love music, y'all. Listen, let's talk. Yeah, the first things that appear are. I was talking about there are certain countries, thanks to their alignment with how the planet is leaned. I don't know on which side it's leaned, but thanks to how the planet is linked and the coming or the cycle of the 4 seasons, the equator and all these shits, they are pretty much paradise when it comes to the climate. And the climate, I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, influences the environment like at a whole lot of level, at a whole lot of fucking level. And that's why you will see a lot of people that live in paradise like environments. They pretty much have no stress. They pretty much, even though it's hard, even though it's like terribly exhausting, psychologically, spiritually, they tend to accept these things and go on with it no matter what happens, like no matter how they feel in the moment, because, well, there is always the sun shining, or most of the time, the earth is fertile or fruitful, like it's productive. People are always smiling even though they have no money in their pocket and stuff like this. It's like they're more connected to nature, right? Because it's warm, right? Alright. But due to the diversity, like the climatic, right? Yeah, the climatic diversity of the planet, there are also other places where the sun, it doesn't shine so bright, and even the atmosphere is not the same. The colors are not the same. For example, the colors in South America, the colors of the hair, the colors of the environment. That's what I want to talk about. The colors of the physical environment, the hues are not the same as the hues in Russia, for example. They're not the same as the hues in Asia. They're not the same as the hues in Europe, because every part of the world has a certain air, and the air is colored somehow that is different from each other. When I say each other, I'm talking about the places. And I usually say in my previous videos that I'm someone that that likes to travel, that enjoys exploring, traveling, and especially diving into exotic places and experiences. I wasn't talking about, you go to France and you spend 1 month there, or you go to England and you spend like 2 months there and you go back, or you go to Africa and you spend like 2 weeks there and then you come back, or you go to China and no. I'm talking about and it's not even time related, really. It's just when I say it's not even time related, I'm not talking about a rigid months. I'm not talking about you go there, for example, on January 1st, you spend 1 month, meaning you'll go back on February 1st or January 31st. I'm not talking about that, because someone can go to a place and spend apparently 1 month there, but because their consciousness is so advanced, it's like they spent 4 years or 3 years there. Listen, I have mastered the Russian language on a conversational level, meaning I could talk to people, I could ask for addresses, information in the streets. If I got lost, I could put myself out of trouble. I could enjoy slings. I could enjoy a lot of things. Actually, I had already started working as an English teacher, and I had spent only 6 months in Russia. Actually, I was in Siberia doing all these things, and in Siberia the language is harder to master, because people there, they are less used to strangers or foreigners, meaning they won't slow it down for you when you're talking. Now I'm in St. Petersburg, and people in St. Petersburg, in comparison to Siberia, in the city that I was, people in St. Petersburg, they talk slowly compared to people in Siberia. They don't talk that fast. People in Siberia, they don't give a fuck where you're from. Like, they just talk fast, and you have to catch up. You have to learn fast. You have to adapt to the speed that they are talking at. You feel me? So, actually, I'm very grateful for this experience in Siberia, because I spent exactly 1 year in Siberia, and it was like, I don't know, man, one of the best years of my life. I'm not even gonna say my years in St. Petersburg. I spent 3 years in St. I've spent 3 years in St. Petersburg now, but I don't know. Maybe that's gonna trigger a lot of people. But those 3 years do not compare to the 1 year that I spent in Siberia. They do not compare, because people in St. Petersburg, they are more close to, they are closer to a certain type of European culture, a certain type of European mentality. And I'm used to European mentality. Actually, I got European family. But people in Siberia, they're just completely different, man. It's just another world. It's a completely different world. And for all the dark-skinned people, I challenge you to go to Siberia. I mean, it's going to be good for you. All the Native Americans, Black Native Americans, African Americans. I challenge you. If you speak English, you don't know nothing about speaking Russian. You don't know nothing about living in cold weather. Because let me tell you something: the cold in America is nothing compared to the cold in here. They do not compare. They do not compare. Something that a type of cold that is closer to the type of cold here is maybe in Canada, not in America. Not in America. When people here say it's cold, in America, you're pretty much dying already. You're pretty much dying already. And if people here can survive in this environment, have adapted to it, and even thrived off of it, this is some type of intelligence that before coming here, I was like, man, I gotta tap into that. I gotta tap into it, like, for real, because I am not a constipated individual. This gonna trigger this shit gonna trigger a lot of black people, man. A lot of black people are constipated from their slave mentality. I mean, enslaved mentality, because they're not slaves, really. They have only been enslaved, unfortunately. And let me tell you something, not only black people have been enslaved. Pretty much every nation on this planet have been enslaved, at the exceptions of just a few. So slavery is not really exclusively an exclusive black experience. No, it's not. It's not an exclusive African experience. No, it's not. It's not. Because even spiritually, right, in order to enslave someone, you have to enslave yourself first. When you enslave someone, you attach yourself to them. You attach yourself to their suffering. So even from that perspective, even from the perspective of the enslaver, right? It's also their experience, man. It's not only yours. Like, stop claiming this suffering. Like, I'm not telling you to get over it. That's not what I'm saying. Actually, I'm from Haiti. Or should I say it in English? I'm from Haiti. I'm from Haiti, motherfuckers. So if I can tell you, like, upgrade your mentality, level up. You're not attached. You don't have to attach yourself to slavery, to suffer. You don't have to. Pain is real, but suffering is illusory. You choose to suffer. You choose to define that experience or that impression that you get, that get to your body, that get to your mind, that get to your consciousness. You choose to define it as suffering. I choose to define it as pain. And every time I choose to define it as pain, you know what happens in my consciousness? Because, thanks to my multilingual mind, pain in English is actually pain in French, meaning bread. Which means every time I am experiencing a pain in my life, I remind myself that, oh, that's actually a bread. So I'm gonna eat that shit. Because I love bread. I don't know about y'all, but a lot of cultures love bread. It's a universal stuff, like, on this planet. So in order for you to transcend stuff, you have to start learning other languages. And this is it's like a hard stuff. It's like something that is really hard for Americans. You see, this video is about Russia, but I'm also talking about Americans. You know why? Because they are like twins. Russia is the thesis or the antithesis of America. I'm talking about USA. And USA is the antithesis of Russia. Russia was created as the antithesis of America. It was created by America. And if you look history up, you will find a lot of moments, a lot of periods in history where they could actually wage war. I mean, I'm talking about active, hot war on each other. And there had been, listen, transcendental individuals that had leveled up beyond this binary mentality, Russians against Americans, Americans against Russians, and that avoided the war because they have just went beyond it, man. They were just beyond it. They were just above it. Look it up, Americans, my dear Americans that know everything. Y'all know it all should look history up. And I'm not even talking about alternative history. I'm talking deeper than that. So let's get back to Russia. This country is beautiful. Every country is beautiful. Every country has its own type of beauty, even if you can't say it, even if you're not used to it. Because this is why I said I challenge a lot of Americans, actually black Americans, to come to Russia and spend, I don't know, maybe 3 months in Siberia, maybe 4 months, maybe 5 months. It's gonna be hard for you because if you only have American documents, they're gonna treat you somehow. I'm sorry. They're gonna treat you somehow. Because just like a lot of y'all are, just like a lot of y'all are still vibrating in this binary mentality. It's like you are right and they are wrong. A lot of them too are still vibrating in that mentality. It's like they are right and y'all are wrong. And I'm so fucking grateful that I'm neither from the US, neither from Russia. And it's like I'm from both of these places. It's like I'm from everywhere, really. It's like I'm from everywhere. Because I have already integrated my African identity. When I say identity, I'm talking about spiritual cosmic identity. I have already integrated my Haitian identity. This is what allowed me actually to integrate all these mentalities, because Haiti, fuck man, this country is so fucking this country's on another level, man. I don't know about y'all, but you see, there are Haiti, Ukraine, France, some parts of the US, not all parts, but some parts of the US. Some countries in what they call the Middle Eastern, falsely called the Middle Eastern countries. There are a few places where people that are born in these places, not strictly everybody, but I'm not gonna say if you're fortunate enough, but if your soul is advanced enough to choose a family that can birth you in these places, meaning you have a genetic background that allow you to transcend so many bullshit on this planet, you give thanks, because give thanks to the universe, give thanks to the planet, give thanks to your genes, to your backgrounds, to the ancestors, to all the families, because you actually came here to wash it up, to squash all this bullshit, because it's been lasting for too long now, man. It's time for something new. Let's get back to this Russian thing. Siberia. One of my best years I spent in Siberia, and I actually met this is where I met most of the foreigners that I met in Russia. I did not meet them in St. Petersburg, paradoxically. So St. Petersburg is really the closest to Europe, right? Yes, after Kaliningrad, which is right in the middle of Europe. St. Petersburg is actually it's not a completely Russian city. It's the capital city. It was the capital city of the country. It was called Leningrad in that period. Then it became Moscow. When it became Moscow, then they attributed they redefined St. Petersburg as the art capital or the cultural capital of the country. When you are in St. Petersburg, actually, you feel like you are swimming in arts, because most of the shops, most of the stores, they're actually art shops, art stores, and art here is really cheap compared to like many other countries. Art here, practicing art here, mastering art here is really cheaper than a lot of countries. And in my previous video, sometimes oftentimes I say like it's gross, it's gross. I'm not talking about Russia exclusively. I'm talking about everywhere. Because maybe physically I'm here, but not physically I'm not here. Not physically, I'm both here and everywhere at the same time. So when I'm talking about certain stuff, don't think like you're not included just because you are watching me from like in another country. No, y'all like all y'all motherfuckers are included. All of y'all motherfuckers are included. And until you realize that we cannot upgrade, we cannot go beyond this bullshit that is going on right now with humanity until we unite as a collective, then we're gonna just keep repeating the same motherfucking cycle. And there is no repeating anymore. This is what is fucked up. This is what is beautiful now, because there is no repeating. The people that are repeating now, they gonna be separated. They gonna be separated. They just gonna be washed up. Washed off. Not washed up, but washed off. Because it's just little. Yo, let me tell you, the collective consciousness is just fucking tired. Let me get back to Russia. In Russia, man, in Siberia, actually, people do not know. They are not used to this thing we call black. Because everything is just plain white. The weather is white. Because it's always snowing. Mostly. Because in Siberia, y'all, it's like 9 months of winter and 3 months of summer. Really. In some parts. In the city that I was, it's like it's like 6 months winter, or 6 months of cold and 6 months of hot. 3 months of warmth and 3 months of really just hot shit. And summer in Siberia is one of the most beautiful summer in the world. Like, this is where you get to see nature so fucking beautiful. Like, it's crazy. And yeah, let's talk about the mentality, the Siberian mentality. They're not used to blacks. It's not that they are, let me tell you some disclaimer. In every country, there are racist people. This is a nota bene. Just for your motherfuckers that be generalizing stuff sometimes. Too many times. It's like I gotta turn this shit like a little lower, because it's too loud out here. Shut the fuck down, yo. Yeah, let me keep it like that. Let me put this volume a little up. Yeah, I like it like that. And it's like, yeah, I understand the perspective of black people cannot be racist, because racism is like a systemic stuff. It must be it's a systematic and systemic stuff. It's part of a system and stuff like this. It's not about your skin color. It's connected to your skin color, but it's not really. They don't really target your skin color only. They target everything that you are connected to and stuff like this. It's economy, it's finances, it's education, it's geography, it's geopolitics. I understand. What I want to say is, due to this part, or this chronology in history, which is slavery pretty much everywhere on the planet, it's still a big trauma for a lot of people. The mentality of each dog for itself, dog against dog, each animal for itself, the mentality of we are in a jungle and stuff like this. If I don't eat you, you're gonna eat me, so we might as well fight. I don't like the jungle. Me, I like the forest. I don't like the jungle. I like the forest. I can live in jungle. Shit, I've been living in many jungles. Literally. I've been living. When you were born in Haiti and you were raised in Haiti, when I say raised, I mean you grew up in Haiti. Haiti is like a collection of jungles. We have literal jungles, and we have like social jungle, economic jungle, spiritual jungle, and y'all know. So it's not me like coming here and say, oh, I'm the best, or nah. It's me that come and say, listen, I've been to many jungles, and this is my take on it. If you think it's valuable information, just take it. If you think it's not, then alright, cool. Stop listening. Stop watching. So, in Siberia, and not only, mostly in Russia, like in a lot of parts of Russia, they are not used to what we call black people. To what they love the color black. Actually, they love it. I think pretty much every white person loves the color black. It's the dialectic of the subconscious. Everything that you think you don't have, you are attracted to it. Notice how I said everything you think you don't have. Not everything that you don't actually have, but everything that you think you don't have. You are attracted to it. This is why white people are attracted to black people, and black people, even if most of them won't admit it, they are attracted to white people. This is why a lot of black men date outside their race and they marry white women. Actually, I'm not married, by the way. I'm single as a motherfucker. I'm single as a motherfucker. And if you want me to talk about the women here, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about my experience, man. The mentality, they are not used to what we call black people. Just like in many parts of dark-skinned countries or how do I say it? You see, I'm talking about Russia, and I even started some Russian words. I said kaketa. Kaketa, it means how do I say it? It's like, how is it? It's like my subconscious. You feel me, like coming up and trying to like mingle this shit. So, and Russian is like one of the richest language on earth. It's a really rich language. It's a really beautiful language. And like, this is one of my advices too. Like, learn some Russian, man. Learn some Russian. This is part of the shadow work that humanity has to do. Everything that you think you don't need, everything that you think you hate. If you're an American and you think Russians are all bad, Russians are like the worst people on earth, Russians are like your worst enemy, I advise you to actually learn about Russians. They are not all bad. There are some good, like genuine people here. Everywhere you will find a lot of bad people. Everywhere you will find a lot of good people. This is the dynamic of Earth. Earth is here to teach people nothing is all black, nothing is all white. And it's not even about black and white. There are more colors, and these are not really colors actually. You see, the biggest problem of the biggest color problem is not even connected to colors, because white is absence of color. First thing first, white is absence of color, and second, black is not really a color. Black is more of like the collection of all the colors. It's like the mother of all the colors, right? This is why it's so close to purple. This is why in many parts of Africa and in St. Petersburg and also in Siberia, but mostly in St. Petersburg, I have met a lot of, listen, I've met some black people here that are from Sudan, Chad, especially Sudan and Chad, both of these countries, bro. They have, according to what I've seen, people that come from there have the most beautiful shade of black, because not only that they are black, but you kind of feel like they are not only black. It's like their black is so pure and so beautiful. Just like in Siberia, you see a white Russian, a white Siberian, and you're like, what the hell? It's like they're so beautiful, like their color, the way the white is so perfect. And sometimes their eyes are not even blue. Sometimes it's like their eyes are like, I don't know, man. It's like translucent. When they have gray eyes, it's like all of it is just plain white. And you're like, God damn. My first year in Siberia, most time in the streets, I was just like that. Like, God damn. It's like, wow. And until you get out of your comfort zone, just like I did, I came from Cuba. I came to Russia from Cuba. Cuba is in the Caribbean, y'all. It's hot as fuck, just like Haiti, just like Jamaica and Puerto Rico and Republicana Dominicana. Just like La Martinique, Guadeloupe. Just like all the other countries, man. Turks and Caicos. Trinidad and Tobago, man. I fucking love Trinidad, man. This country has so many beautiful black. Shit, man. I know, man. Shit, nigga. I think I might go to Trinidad, and I mean, not that I will go to Trinidad and Tobago. Actually, we did. Not we, but something happened. The Caribbean. CARICOM, the Caribbean organization, organized a carnival in Haiti. This was the CariFest, or Caribbean Festival, in Haiti. When it happened in Haiti, we had pretty much all the Caribbeans coming to Haiti to participate, to take part in the carnival, right? And god damn it, like this was one of the most eye-opening experiences in my life. Haiti is a melting pot in itself as a country. Haiti as a country can be compared to a whole fucking continent genetically, because we've been having everybody coming to us. I'm talking everybody, even aliens. I'm talking every fucking body. This is why it's so impoverished. It's not poor. It's not a poor country. It's impoverished. Because we have been the subject of pillage, like robbery, like from years, from centuries, y'all. 4 centuries, y'all. Centuries. Like almost millennia when you really think about it. It's crazy. This is why everybody that comes from Haiti, genetically, I don't know, man. But according to me, you're a fucking god. Or goddess. This is why they are so educated. Haitian people, they spend all their money in education, bro. They like education and clothes and technologies. A lot of people look down on Haitian people. You know why? Because they just look at the information that they see on the news. They just think, Haiti, this is a shithole, right? Haiti is just like the worst country in America. This is what, when you look it up on Google, this is what Google or Wikipedia tells you. Haiti is the worst country in America. The poorest country, the most dangerous country in America. This is what they tell you. But if you have some common sense, actually, if you've been following history, you know that when the internet, not the internet, but you know when the official narratives or the official records tell you something is the worst, then you might want to switch it up. You might want to flip it and turn it into maybe this is actually the best place in the whole fucking American continent. Maybe this is the richest place in America. Maybe. Because if they are like labeling it as the worst of the worst, maybe they don't want me to maybe they don't want me to know something about it. Maybe. Because on the surface, yes, on the surface it's man, come on the surface it's gross. It's dirty, and not everywhere is dirty. But it's like we are living in the past, bro. It's like we're living in the whole centuries. And I'm not even talking about the 20th or the 19th centuries or the 17th. I'm talking about way back, way back, like further than that. So let's get back to Siberia. In Siberia, you will see like certain people, and they are so beautiful. Their skin color, even their skin, I'm talking about on a superficial level, right? Their skin color, their phenotype in general is so, to me it's attractive as fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, I've done it I don't know how much shadow work I've done in my life for now, as of now, because in my mind it's like the only thing I've been doing is shadow work. And there are certain things that a lot of black people won't admit that I don't identify myself as a black person in that sense. And I'm really happy to see that there are a lot of other black people that do the same as me. They do not identify themselves as being black in the mainstream sense of the word or in the cultural sense of the word, because I'm not monocultural, bro. Listen, I am not monocultural. Haiti is a collection of cultures. First thing first, the Caribbean is like the cultural capital of the world, I could even say, bro. Because even in the Haitian language, we have some German words. In German, you have Brötchen. I think I said this in a previous video. In German, we have Brötchen, right? Which means youth or young people in general, both men and women. And we have Bréjen in Haitian, which means young males or young men in general. You feel me? Bréjen, like young man, but in German you say Brötchen. Brötchen. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. And we've had Polish people helping us building tools, war tools, bombs, cannons, to combat or fight against the French people in times of war when we were colonized by them. And I don't have anything against French people. I have transcended all of this bullshit. Because for me, it's already bullshit. Because how are you going to judge someone when you're also not so clean? Historically, French people are like one of the worst colonizers, right? But you look them up now, they are the most mixed nation in the world. And a lot of native French are complaining about it. They say, oh no, we don't have French of, they call it, I don't know the true word in English, but they call it Français de souche. Souche is like the baseline for something. It's like the genetic baseline. They say we don't have any of the true native French left because it's so mixed. But they don't realize you asked for that mixing. You asked for it. You desired it. You have worked for it. This is your fruit. This is the fruit of your labor. So I'm not going to talk about, friends and shit like that. Let's get back to Siberia. You see some people in Siberia and you get to realize that it's like these people are the true white people. For a time, for a time I've said that in Siberia. I was telling every Siberian that I crossed, you guys are the true white people. That's what I told them. You guys are the true white people. And they say, I mean, как объясни, like explain to us. Объясни, like explain it to us. How? Because they're also curious. Every time they see a black person, they are curious. They are not like, oh, here is a black person, like I gotta like behave like I'm superior or something. I don't know if in America they do that, but it's like in the US, bro, it's like everything is about color. And they don't even know colors for real, because this is not black, bro. This is more like, I don't know, brown or like a dark beige or something. I don't know, man. It's like copper. I don't know. I mean, this is black, but this is not black. And people in America seem to not see it. It's like everything for them is about color. It's like, oh, he's white. And there are, listen, there are some Hispanic people, Latinos, Latinas, or Latinx. Sometimes their color is more white, or not more white, but whiter than a white Caucasian. And they don't even call themselves white. They call themselves Hispanic. I'm Latino. And white people don't call them white either, even when they're whiter than them sometimes. Because I've seen, like, especially Puerto Ricanos, Puerto Ricanas, right? I've seen some Puerto Ricans, they are like white as fuck. They are fucking beautiful, man. They look like, I don't know, man. They look like shit. I love Puerto Ricans, by the way. I know, I fucking love everybody, man. It's like about shit. It's like I love everybody. It's like I'm just, my consciousness is just like this. I recognize beauty in everything. This is why even when I'm in hell, I'm like, shit, hell yeah. Even when I'm in hell, right, I'm like, hell yeah. It's like shit. It's like, hell yeah. I'm here, baby. It's like, come on now, what we doing? We partying or something, like we party up or something. What we doing? It's like, hell yeah. I have transcended all. Like, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable. That's why I'm talking about this stuff right now, because I'm comfortable, y'all. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. And I've seen so many like beautiful people in Siberia, and when I was shocked, I got really shocked when I not only saw, but I learned from them that there are a lot of dark-skinned Siberians that are darker than a lot of light-skinned black people. For real. You see Egyptians? The modern Egyptians? There are a lot of Siberians that are darker than a lot of modern Egyptians or North Africans. I don't give a fuck about your triggers, y'all. I know you're gonna be triggered. Everybody watching this video, I know y'all ass is gonna be triggered. I don't give a fuck about y'all. I'm talking my shit right now. I'm talking from my experience, y'all. In Siberia, I met so many beautiful people, man. Like, it's not they're not even human sometimes. They are so beautiful. It's like you look at them and you're like, in your mind, you're like, do you even know how beautiful you are? And they're like, Ashto. It's like, so what? It's like, so what? And they don't say so what because they think they are so beautiful. Nah, they say so what because they think, I'm just like you. You're beautiful too. You are beautiful too. And you might think that they don't think you are beautiful because they are so reserved. It's a really reserved culture. They are very introverted. They hide a lot of stuff. They don't say a lot of stuff that they be feeling for real. They hide a lot of emotions because of their historical backgrounds. Everybody has triggers from their history. It's not just black people. It's not just Asians. It's not just Africans. It's everybody. And until people, actually every people, People in the sense of nations, populations, until every people transcend their traumas, their triggers from history, from their learned history that is not even authentic, that is not even true, like 95% of it is not even true for real. Until they learn really how things really went down in here. And they won't learning, most of it, they won't learn from books. 10% of it they will learn from books, from true authors, from true scholars that have written the history, from the true facts. But most of it, they gonna have to dive deep, y'all. They gonna have to go inward. They gonna have to go inward. And one of the listen, I'm somebody that usually speaks with no filters. I'm not gonna say that I am not politically correct, because politics for me, being politically correct for me is something like absolutely connected to my definition of politically correct. So in my mind, I'm like 100% politically correct, because politics for me is how you govern yourself, not how some external thing be governing some external stuff. This is their business, not mine. So being politically correct for me is expressing myself with true authenticity. That's what is being politically correct for me. I don't know about y'all. So in Siberia I met a lot of beautiful people. What I wanted to say is, it is in Siberia that I've met a lot of highly advanced beings. I've been meeting a lot of highly advanced beings from everywhere. In every places that I've been. But I'm talking about highly advanced beings that do not hide that they are highly advanced beings. They do not hide it. They talk about it openly. When they see that you are a true motherfucker. When they see that, he's not vibrating in his black identity. He has transcended this stuff, right? He speaks our language. He's comfortable with us. God damn it. Then let's have a conversation with him, man. Let's tell him that we know some shit too. Let's tell him we know some shit too, y'all. I've met some highly badass souls in Siberia. I'm not talking about St. Petersburg, because in St. Petersburg I have exclusively working in the music sphere. I'm not gonna say in industry, because I don't see myself as a part of this industry in Russia, because I am really outside of it, because I do my music mostly in other languages, not in Russian language. So I'm not really a part of it. I'm just somebody like really unique. I'm doing my stuff like the way I see it, not the way I have heard people telling me to do it, So yeah, man, I've seen a lot of like beautiful souls with unusual features, unusual psychological traits in Siberia, and they are so curious about black people. The ones in Siberia, listen, when they see a black person and they see that you actually came here, culturally you visited them, you're comfortable, even when you're cold, like you're still having this experience, you're still going forward, you're still facing your weaknesses about, your weaknesses related to the climate. It's like you choose to upgrade your genetics, your DNA that do not support this cold. You actually go facing it head on. That's why in the beginning of the video I said I challenge y'all American motherfuckers to go to come to Russia and spend some time here. Spend some motherfucking time here. Learn to see how it is. Because I've seen a lot of Americans judge people that have been living in Russia. I've seen them judge them so heavily, so harshly, that right now, I don't know, right now they're kind of like, oh shoot, we were in the wrong. Oh shoot, it's been like that, huh? Oh shoot, there can be some. Oh really? Alright, cool. My bad. Of course you're bad. Of course you're bad. This is why, like, I always tell people, do not judge, yo. Do not judge, because we know only like 0.0.0.0.1% of what's going on. We don't even have 1% of knowledge of what is going on, really. Even on Earth, we don't even know 1% of what is going on Earth. They say science know only three. I mean, not know, but they have only explored. Not really know as like knowledge, true knowledge, but only explored 3% of the ocean. 3% of the ocean, and the planet is mostly water now. But why do they call it Earth? Because it was not always water. It was an Earth planet. There was always, I mean, primarily it was always Earth, and there was less water on this planet. It was not this way. It became a blue planet after the crash with the other planet. I'm not gonna say Nibiru or Tiamat. You gonna define it as you want. But it's a known fact now. It's a universal fact now that this third planet has crashed with another one. I mean, not this planet, but yeah, I think it is this planet. I think it is. But there was a crash, and most of the waters that we have on this planet are not really from it. Are not really from it. So it's not. This video is not about Earth. This video is about Russia. Let's get back to it. They're not used to black people, so they are really curious, and they are non-judgmental. I'm talking about Siberia, not other parts of Russia. In Siberia, when they see you, they will joke about this. Say, bro, you black as fuck. Like, when it's night, I cannot really see you. It's like an advantage. It's like you have an advantage over me. Like, they be telling you to go rob stuff. Like, let's go rob a bank, like, at night. Because now, I mean, nobody's gonna see you, bro. Like, you're invisible. You're invisible. They say when I'm taking a selfie with you, if it's night, I gotta, like, activate the flash. I gotta switch on the flash mode, and when I activate the flash mode, I become invisible because it's too many light. I'm white, and the light be shining, and people won't see me in the picture. They are aware of their whiteness, just like they are curious about our blackness. They so fucking love it, man. They are curious. They are curious. They are curious, and a lot of Russian women, they crave for black men. They won't say it though. I mean, they will. They are pretty much straightforward. It's a very straightforward nation. Like, they are very straightforward, man. Very. And sometimes they don't have to be that straightforward, but it's because of their traumas. It's because of their traumas. It's like when you ask somebody it's like you're asking it's like you stop a driver, right? The driver, like, somebody's driving, and you stop him, and you say, can you tell me, like, from 1 kilometer from here, what is the direction to go to such and such place? And they tell you, I don't have gas, I cannot give you a ride. And you're like, what? I didn't ask you for a ride, motherfucker. I asked you for information. Can you give it or not? Yeah, so sometimes in Siberia, like, because of their traumas, they really struggle to trust anyone, even themselves. Amongst themselves, they do not trust each other. So you might, as a stranger, come towards a Russian person, like a Siberian person, and, like, you want to ask for information, and they're just backing away from you. They're like, nah, bro. If it's a girl, they just might tell you, like, I have a boyfriend, like, don't talk to me. They think, like, stuff happens, man. Stuff happens. Just like when black people see another, not even white person, right? Just like a lot of black people in America, when they see black people like themselves in the streets, walking a certain way, looking at them a certain way, they are already prepared for a potential confrontation with them. It's just like this. It's trauma. It's a trauma response. It's a trauma response. Now I'm talking about the street body language, the street psychology. Just like Nipsey Hussle said, it's like when you go gang banging, when you go like when you are on a war, when a gang is waging war on another gang, they go looking for people that look like them, dress like them, talk like them, behave like them. It's crazy. It's like you're looking for yourself, to kill yourself. So, yes, this is why a lot of people in Siberia, like for example, when a man approaches a woman and the woman tells you up front, like, I have a boyfriend, it is because in their mind, or it is because from their perspective, they only approach, or in their culture, they would only approach men if they were interested in them to befriend or like romantically or some stuff, or sexually. And it's a human thing, it's a human instinct. Yes, this is what I wanted to say. It's a human instinct to want to mate with someone before you even know them spiritually. Me, I get it, like, I am like the reverse. I gotta know you spiritually before I engage into anything with you. Like, don't even touch me, like. It's like, don't even touch me. I gotta know you. I gotta know your soul, like spirit. I gotta scan y'all. I gotta scan you all over, like, before I even touch you. Like, don't, like, get away from me. This is what I do. But not all the time though. Sometimes I be too quick with that shit, and you know. But when I am quick with it, it's when I have already scanned everything and shit like that. Anyway, yeah, it's a human thing. Like when, for example, a white lady comes into a black country, it's like she feels like every man is hitting on her. They're not really hitting on her. They're just like, alright. They're just like, alright. Alright. But if she's hot though, it's like, uh-huh. So it's like that, huh? Just like if you're attractive and you come here as a black person, you will get hit on. You will get hit on. They won't tell you that because they are really reserved. They are really like, on the surface, they are really like this, like serious and shit. But they are really like, they feel for people. They feel for people. Not all of them. Like, not everybody's bad in every place, y'all. Everywhere you have bad people, everywhere you have good people, and you have to have the discernment to know who's who. You have to have the discernment to know who's who. So let's talk about the fact that not only that they are not used to black people, so they are curious. Most of the population that is curious is the young generations. The young generations, the adults, like from 18 to, I would say, even 50, 60. But it depends on their education though. It depends. It really depends. Even the younger ones, it depends on their education. Sometimes they be, I don't know, man, they be racist as fuck. They be racist as fuck. They be like, but it's all about education. Just like if you're a black person and you were raised a certain way, you will be judgmental to your own black person, like to the same black. To somebody that is of the same skin complexion of you. That's what I want to say. It's all about education, philosophy, you know. That's what I've been telling people, to get over a lot of stuff. Like, get over it. Learn to transcend your religion. I'm not telling you to go outside of your religion. I'm not telling you to leave your religion. I'm telling you to transcend it. So, yeah, man, that's what I've been doing. I've been transcending so many things that right now I think I have the legitimacy to talk about certain stuff that will trigger a lot of people, but afterwards might probably not force, but stimulate their growth. The act of the very existence of what we call triggers. My throat is acting up, y'all. Wait a second. the very existence of what we call triggers is a growth stimuli. Look at my like shit over there. Let me. Yeah. When you are triggered by something, you should not think, "Oh, I'm triggered by it, therefore it's not good." No, you should say, "Why am I triggered? Why am I judgmental? Why do I have those prejudices?" And you know what? Culture, religion, tradition, they be spoiling a lot of good stuff for this world, bro. They be messing up a lot of stuff because of their triggers, especially religion. The most violent wars in history have been created because of religion. Because humans are so fucking short-sighted that they are ready to kill their own. To kill their own because of some stupid ideology and shit like that. Because if that ideology is strong enough to force you to go kill another human being, then it's stupid. You feel me? Yeah, let's get back to Siberia and Russia. So not all of them are racist, and those that are racist, they are only racist due to a lack of education, and it's not only Russian people that are racist, in the sense that I will judge you because you're black, or I will judge you because of your skin color. We have a lot of black people that be just like that too. They be judging a lot of motherfuckers based on their skin color because they think I am the best of the best. Of course you're the best of the best, so you will struggle the worst of the worst experiences because you think you're the best of the best. Alright, cool, then let me give you some experiences that will show you that you're the best of the best. You want all the pie for yourself? Cool. Do you have a belly that can digest it though? Will your organism support the digestion of this whole pie? Because you're saying you can eat it. This is why I don't believe everyone comes from Africa. I believe that the black gene can create everything, but I don't believe everyone comes from Africa. I don't believe that. Every black person doesn't come from Africa. I don't know. No, man. So, yeah, let's get back to Russia. The climate is fucked up. That's one thing. And Siberia wasn't always the coldest place in the world, actually. There was a time where it was warm. This is, I believe, when a certain catastrophe hadn't happened yet. It was one of the best places in like. It was always summer here. In Siberia. But after the crash, I think it was a meteorite crashing. After that, it became cold as a motherfucker, and the earth or the soil became like the fertility of the soil became very low, like extremely low. This is why a lot of things don't grow in Siberia. A lot of things don't grow in Russia. You know, most of the things that grow in warm earth, they don't grow here, and most of the things that grow in cool earth, in cool soil or in cold soil, they don't grow in hot or warm earth or soil. So it's not that nothing don't grow in the cold. Certain things do grow in the cold. That also proves that nature will always find a way to transcend stuff, to create stuff, to grow stuff. Nature will always. Have you ever seen a tree growing straight from the bricks on the streets, growing straight from the concrete? Nature will always find a motherfucking way. It's nature. It knows everything. It's God. It's the goddess. It's the universe. So, they are curious. Not all of them are, bad and shit like this. Their language is one of the richest language in the world. And it comes from the Slavic linguistic family. And the Slavic linguistic family is one of The Slavic linguistic family actually come from another linguistic family that is also more symbolic and more universally connected to nature. The Slavic language is more connected to nature than the Russian language. The Russian language is really synthetic because they have a lot of words that do not come from their root. I mean, their Slavic roots. They have a lot of words that come from German, and there is a hot debate until now that the true Russian language is actually German, and German is not. It's like German. It's like Russian is actually German, and they're not really different. It's like an interesting debate. It's like the German language is this, is that, and stuff like that, And I'm not saying those things for people to think like, oh, look at a black nigga talking about white stuff, white issues, and white problematics. It's the same separatist mentality that will keep recycling you motherfuckers, white or blacks, into looping because you don't want to grow up enough to realize that languages are languages, and no matter where they come from, they have a use, they have utility, they have strength, they have intelligence attached to it, connected to it. And I love Africa. Like, come on now. I know, I am Haiti, so I'm an African descendant, but I'm also Native American because I'm from Haiti. I have also European genes because I'm from Haiti. I have also Asian genes because I'm from Haiti. Just like I have all the genes, yo. I don't know about you, but I do know that I have pretty much all the genes. This is why I've been transcending so many things, because I have the genetic background, I have the genetic pool to extract these powers from. It's beautiful. It's dope as fuck. Let's talk about the women, because it's a hot topic, right? Here in Russia in general, Russia is pretty much known for having one of the most beautiful women in the world. You see, the whites in Europe and North America, the people that can be considered as 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s in America, in North America, and Europe. In Russia, they're like 5s and 6s, not even 7s. A lot of white actresses in Hollywood here, they're just like a regular ass woman. For real. They're just like a regular ass woman, bro. Because these women here are so fucking beautiful. They are. They really are. Physically, as a minimum, they really are. They really are. And from my experience, bro, this is why it's not something that I like to talk about, but this is why sometimes I'll be choosing to not engage in discussions or conversations with black women, because they are very insecure. They are very confident. They have what it takes to be confident, but they don't know how to harness that confidence. They harness it the wrong way. They harness it like the male confidence, like the masculine confidence. It's not that way. You don't harness feminine confidence in masculine ways, in masculine channels. You don't do that. You're gonna be trapped, and nobody's gonna help you, because anyway, nobody's gonna want to help you. That's what I wanted to say. Because black women are very intelligent. Intellectually, they're one of the top of the top, bro. The cream, the cream of the pie, la crème de la crème, huh? It's like they have it all, right? They understand everything. Like they're so smart and everything. Like they're one of the most advanced people intellectually in the whole world. They know like pretty much everything. They can make their own money. They can do stuff. They can what? It's like they can do everything except being feminine women. And when you're not a feminine woman, it repels. It's not. It doesn't attract. It actually rebukes. It repels people from you. Like it doesn't attract people. It doesn't attract men. It only attracts feminine men. It doesn't attract men, bro. I mean, masculine men. It doesn't attract the people that they be wanting, they be desiring, like deep inside. They don't attract them. These people are not attracted to them because these people look at them and they'll be like, "You have everything already. Why do you even like desire me? You make your own money. Like you're independent already. You're all the man you're looking for." You're the man already, so stop looking for like others. Just go inward and pour from that energy that you think you need from someone else. You feel me? So, yeah, man. And this is why a lot of black men, they go in exotic places to date exotic women, because these women tend to understand what it's like to be a man. And they don't understand what it's like to be a man. They understand the place of a man. They do not argue with a man. They argue. Every woman argue. Like it's a woman thing to argue, but they do not like make the life of a man a living hell. Like it's like they be more chilled. It's like they are chill. Like they're more relaxed. They're not so combative. They don't want to win at all cost, win arguments. Because me, I've been teasing a lot of Russian women because I've I've had my own share of dating, like meeting women, like beautiful. Like, listen, I'm not like I've seen and I've lived some experiences that a lot of men deeply desire to live, to experience, especially black men, that know that they want white women, but they don't want to admit it because they're so black, pro-black, right? These women here, when they want you, they tell you they want you. And in Russia, there is a surplus of women compared to other nations. They have a huge, like an enormous percentage of women an enormous percentage of women compared to the percentage of men. It's crazy. It's like enormous, gigantic. It's a country of women, actually. Even the name is, it's a feminine name, like a Russia. It's not Rus, it's a Russia. So it's, yeah. It's a feminine, this is why a lot of things in the Russian language, actually, all the streets are in feminine. All the streets are not masculine because they have a lot of things. Like they have a lot of ways to connect words with other things, All the words are, all the street names are in feminine, like in the genre of the street names are feminine. That's what I wanted to say. And women play a big role in this society. Like men respect women for their contribution. In many places it's crowded with women. Workplaces, religious places, spiritual places. It's like bro, it's women everywhere, bro. Like for real, it's women everywhere. It's women everywhere. Like in Russia, it's women everywhere. Before you like meet a nigga, like a white Russian nigga, you're gonna meet a lot of women in the streets. Actually, in Siberia, where I was before, I used to take a walk and it's crazy. Sometimes the streets are empty. The city is big as fuck. The building are big as fuck. The everything is so big and wide, and you don't even meet someone until like you're tired of walking. It's crazy, and especially when it's cold. Especially when it's cold. So the women here, they desire black men. I don't know if they love them, like, because love is something that is really tricky, and especially when you want to put it, when you want to attribute it to women in general, because I believe women can love, but I don't believe that they can love somebody that they do not give birth to, because love is by definition unconditional. If you need something to love somebody, if you need a reason to love something, then you don't love it. You don't love it. When it's love, you don't need a reason. Love transcends reason. And a lot of people can't get the shit straight inside their head. They be like, oh, he doesn't have this, so I don't love him. They be looking, subconsciously, they be looking for reasons to love someone. They don't understand love transcends reason by definition. It's not irrational. I mean, it's super rational. It's beyond rational to love. But a reason cannot explain it. The only reason that can explain it is a transcendental reason. It goes beyond the rationalities of society, of humanity. You feel me? So yeah, they listen. They like black people, y'all. They like black people. They can have a really, really, really hard time to communicate with other cultures, because it's a culture, I mean, it's a collection of cultures that have been living alone, like among themselves, for a long period of time, because they have been betrayed historically by a lot of people, even by themselves. So they really don't trust anyone, even themselves. And I've said that before in this video. Even amongst themselves, they don't trust each other. So they have a really hard time trusting anyone. They have a really hard time even trusting themselves, just like everybody else sometimes. You know, not sometimes, most times. Like Americans don't trust themselves. This is why they don't want to transcend a lot of stuff. They be stuck in this color stuff. They be stuck in this racism stuff, man. They do not trust themselves enough to go beyond it. They do not like it. They have a lot of growing up to do, y'all. Like Americans, y'all have a lot of growing up, like growing the fuck up to do. For real. And they're so arrogant. Americans are so arrogant. They think they know it all. They have figured it all out. Like they are the best of the best of the best of the best, and they are the pioneers and stuff. Anyway, y'all. This is why a lot of Americans get a lot of hate from other nations. You know why? Because the other nations been looking at them and they be like, y'all motherfuckers really don't know shit, don't you? Y'all motherfuckers think you're the best still, don't you? Y'all motherfuckers can't see the bigger picture, don't you? You know? And you can notice that when you are in America, the news be feeding you a lot of information that are like strictly bad about Russia. Just like when you are in Russia, you can be fed a lot of bad information about America. It's like in America, they think they're better than Russians, and in Russia, they think they're better than Americans. But the truth is, no one is better than anyone, y'all. We just have to unite and grow the fuck up. Because this thing is over with, man. Like, it's been how many years we have been doing this stuff? Misinformation, like, I don't know, man. Psyops, like cover-ups. Like, how many times? And secretly, they love each other. I'm telling you, secretly, Russian, like, love Americans. Secretly, Americans love Russians. But they don't want to admit it. They don't want to, like, it's like, no, I'm not gonna admit it. No, I should, no.
And I be smiling, I be laughing as a motherfucker. This is why it's an individual work. Nobody's gonna do the work for you in that sense. Nobody's gonna, you see, like, this is why a lot of black Americans, they be talking about them white folks. It's like everything they do, they have to include, enunciate, or mention the white folks. Can you just, like, take a break from them for a second and build on your own? It's like, no, them white folks are not gonna allow me. What the fuck? Can you just forget them white folks? Or if you can't forget them, can you just transcend them for a second? Can you just transcend them for a second? Can you just stop saying, oh, it's sold out, when you see a black person with a white person? Because the white people, they be telling, oh, she sold out, or it's sold out. The same. The fucking same. The dualistic mentality. The fucking, like, the same shit over and over again. You sold out. Oh, you sold out. It's like, can we just grow the fuck up already? It's like, can we just grow the fuck up already? Can't you notice that we're all both beautiful and super ugly at the same time? Every time we choose these types of behaviors that we should have transcended already, we choose the ugliness. We choose to be worse than ugly. Because we know it's not right. Like, inside, we know it's not good. But we're so attached. We're so attached to these traumas. We're so attached to these identities that do not serve us anymore, that we're not willing to let go of it. We're not willing to let go of it. In Siberia, I've been telling it, sometimes when I meet the ones that are really white, I mean white from a strict perspective of color, like this paper here, sometimes they're like this, white like this. And when I meet the ones that are like that, I'm like, you are a true white person. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what about you? Are you a true black bro? I'm not, nah. I'm not even black. My beard is black. My beard is black. My teeth are white. My beard is black, you know? But I'm not black. You know? And in Haiti, I'm like light-skinned. In certain black countries, I'm not light-skinned. But in Haiti, I'm like light-skinned. In certain parts of Africa, I would be considered light-skinned. It's crazy. I don't know, man. It's crazy. You see, perception is reality. The way you perceive things, it's the way they are for you. And there are infinite realities because there are infinite perceptions. And when you have the power to make someone transcend their own perceptions, then you become dangerous for the status quo. Let me repeat. When you have the power to make someone else transcend their own limited perception, then you become dangerous for the status quo. Actually, it's your birthright to be dangerous. Because you should be defenseless. You should not be defenseless. You should not be vulnerable. For what? When I say vulnerable, I'm talking about like a weak. You shouldn't be weak. Your only weakness should be to not be weak. That's your only weakness. My only weakness is I'm not weak. I chose to not be weak. I chose not to be weak. You feel me? So, it's like, yeah, let's get back to the women, bro. It's an instinct. It's a human instinct to want to mate first. It's like when they see you, they want to fuck you. When they see, they want to fuck you. When they see you, they want to mate with you. They want to not mate in the sense of reproduce or procreate, but in the sense that, shit, I want to taste that. I want to taste that, like, for real. Like, I don't know, I'm curious. It's a human thing. I'm curious, like, wow, I want to taste that. It's like he's human just like me. And most, like, in Siberia, when you're black, you're like an alien to them. Because they're not used to it, y'all. They really not. They really not. Just like in certain parts of black countries, when if a white person just pops up, people are going to run. Like for real, like, what? They have never seen something like this, and they are more afraid because they see that this thing is human. It's like this person is human. They see like 2 legs and 2 arms, right? They see a head, they see they moving, they know it's human, and it's not like them, it doesn't look like them, so it's like, what the fuck? Let me just get the fuck out. It's like this. It's like this. But especially the kids, man, they be curious as fuck. They be like, whoa. They be asking their parents like, how? How is that possible? Like, they be like, mom, like, explain that to me. Like, how? You know, they be like, listen, when you go into a mall, they be like, whoa, what? They're curious, man. They're curious. It's a human thing. It's interesting. It's interesting, you know. It's interesting. And every country has their own egregore that might be triggered to someone's growth, to an individual growth, and this individual doesn't have to be foreign to the environment for real. You know, it's like if you're black and you're born in Africa, I'm not saying if you're born black, because you see, English is like confused. It's a confusing language for real. It's a confusing language. So let's say you are an American. You were born in America. Let's say two brothers, one white, one black, or dark skinned. The dark skinned one, when it chooses the path to transcend all the traumas, all the triggers, and all the bullshit related to the skin color that it has and the community that it should, by definition, right, be attached to, then it's going to face a lot of backlash from this very community that it was born from. This own community, this very community that gave birth to him. Just like the white person, if he or she chooses to transcend all the traumas, all the triggers, and all the limitations that his or her white community or family be having for so many fucking years, then he or she is going to face a lot of backlash. Just the same. It's a human thing. Crab in a barrel mentality. Every time someone chooses to grow up, someone has some fucked up shit to say. Every time someone wants to go beyond the dualistic or binary mentality, people have some bullshit to throw out. Every time someone wants to be their universal or multiversal cosmic self, every time someone is activating their own DNA, like their latent DNA, then somebody else says some fucked up shit to throw out. Like, people be triggered as fuck. They be thinking they know it all. You know, they be telling, alright, cool, if you want to do that, then get the fuck out. You're not going to do this in my house. So it's crazy. The world is crazy, y'all. The world is crazy. So, listen. I am single now. So, that should make you think. That should give you a little at a minimum, right? That should make you realize that if the nigga is single right now and he's been living in Russia for 4 years, he has been to Siberia for 1 year, he's been in St. Petersburg, he's been to many other cities for 3 years now. Like, the nigga's confident as fuck, the nigga's handsome as a motherfucker, the nigga's knowledgeable. And listen, I don't know it all. And when I was in my country, back in Haiti, now I know more stuff. But when I was in my country, my knowledge was more detailed. Now it's more like experiential. It's more like streaming in my consciousness. But when I was back in my country, bro, that shit was packed. I'm talking packed. You're talking to me, you say a wrong word, I'm telling you, and I cut you off like, nah, bro, it's relative to this and this and this and this and this. And you see the intelligence behind what I'm saying. And I'll be having conversations with a lot of people from all types of like religion. One of my closest friends in Haiti is Muslim. I'm not Muslim. I have a lot of dope Christian friends. You know, I have a lot of dope voodoo friends. They practice it, they are initiated and stuff like this. But I'm not part of none of it. But at the same time, I transcend all of it, all of them, all of these religions. I've been talking about Buddhism, Hinduism, Lamaism, Brahmanism to people in Haiti, and they'd be like, bro, this is some Indian stuff or some Chinese stuff. And I'd be like, no, bro, it's a human stuff. They'd be like, no, but this thing is actually like, our thing is voodoo. And I'd be like, no, bro, it's not our thing. You know, maybe we're the closest to it. Maybe we're the parts of humanity that vibrate closer to that frequency. But it's not our thing. Nobody possesses knowledge. Nobody can claim ownership of any type of knowledge whatsoever. I'm sorry. Knowledge comes from the ether. It doesn't come from somebody's pocket or something. Stop. Of course, when you do your own thing, you know, you create traditions, schools, churches, communities, platforms on the internet that allow people to gain knowledge from. God damn it. Respect for that. Of course, in Haitian we say chapeau bas. It's like, I put my head down for you because you're serving the universe. You're serving yourself and you're serving the universe by doing that. Thank you. I honor you. But at the same time, knowledge doesn't have any owner. It comes from the ether. This is why a lot of black people too, I understand the reason why they be triggered when a lot of white people be changing the name of the inventors, the skin color of the inventors. It's unethical. It's unethical for real. It's identity theft. I understand, but at the same time, we have to realize, until we transcend this mentality that I am black, you're white, and your ancestors have enslaved my ancestors, and I should not have anything to do with you, I should not marry you, listen, everybody has their own cockroaches. In Russian they say cockroaches, but in other languages they say dirty clothes. Everybody has their dirty clothes, bro. I've learned this firsthand, myself, alone. Every family has their dirty clothes. And I'm someone that, I don't know, man. It's like most times I don't want to deal with any dirty clothes of anyone. Like I don't want to deal with it. I just don't, because I've spent most of my life washing my dirty clothes, learning about them, digging deep to discover them and washing them. Sometimes I'd be throwing them away. You feel me? I'd be changing them, upgrading them, and this is why I don't want to deal with anybody's dirty clothes, because I've been spending too much time washing mine, cleaning mine. Why would I want to deal with yours? Am I dumb or something? I want to deal with your dirty clothes. I'm not gonna accept your dirty clothes. Sorry, my washing machine, I've been using it for a long time now, and I know it works because I got less dirty clothes now. I've been having less and less dirty clothes along the years. So it's legitimate for me to be in that position of fuck your dirty clothes. Respectfully, I'm not gonna deal with. I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to deal with them. And sometimes people don't know that they have a dirty clothes, and I'll be the one get inside of the house and they be talking so reckless. They be thinking I'm the cleanest house in the motherfucker. I got the cleanest house in the whole neighborhood. What's up now? they be thinking I'm the one dirty. And I be like, oh, you don't have any dirty clothes? For real? Alright, cool. Let's take a walk. Give me a tour, like in your house, right? And I be like, is that clean? And they be like, oh nah, that's not clean actually, but it's not actually dirty. It's just in the middle, you know? It's just, and I be like, nigga, if it's not clean, it's dirty. Point blank, period. If it's not clean, you should wash it. You know? So it's a lot of stuff, bro. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. So we have to learn how to like wash our own clothes. And do not ask for some external like expert to come and wash your own clothes. Like, what the fuck? You understand me? Yeah, man. I am a citizen of the universe. I have transcended not all of it, but I have transcended many of my triggers, and I do not identify myself as a black person in the sense of I am black and I am pro-black against all of these other races. I do not identify myself. Nah, bro. This is not me. This is not me. It's not me, y'all. Because the next phase of humanity, it's not going to be about skin color. Because the more evolved races that have visited the earth, they do not see us as, oh, he's black and he's white and he's... Nah, they see us as one collective of dumb motherfuckers. I mean, not dumb, like really dumb, but dumb because it's like we love the traumas and we keep looping them. It's like we don't want to learn. It's like we like to be fools. We like to be foolish. It's like the steroid thing, right? I've been watching a lot of videos, man. Like, listen, I'm someone that is passionate about making his own research. And I've been searching a lot of stuff, right? And when I see some stuff on the internet, like, you know, I like all types of knowledge, especially esoteric knowledge, because I know it's like for a lot of millennia now, you know, for thousands of years now, they have been censoring the information because a certain minority has always been afraid of the majority knowing their own power. So they have meticulously worked like very hard, you know, worked to censor pretty much every piece of information that humanity can put their hands on. And because I know that, I'll be digging a lot of stuff in the occult or esoteric side of human knowledge. And let me put out the human knowledge, because not every knowledge on earth is actually human knowledge. Let me let that sink in for 2 seconds. Yeah, pause, motherfuckers. So, and when I'm watching these cars, man, sometimes when it comes to, you know, this love and relationship stuff, I be watching people telling me, like, in order for you to get this relationship starting, in order for you to get the relationship begin, like, I mean, not for me personally, they're not talking to me. Nah. They sure are not talking to me. But I'll be watching them and they be like, you know, in this game stuff, like you get the relationship by by starting with the fool card. The fool card. You have to be the fool, right? And I'll be like, say less. But when I hear this stuff, I'll be like, I say less because mama ain't raised no fool. I'd be like, say less because mama ain't raised no fool. Not only mama, but the universe ain't raised no... Because I wasn't raised only by my mama. Or only by my papa. I've been raised by the whole freaking cosmos, y'all. Shit. Yeah. And when I see that stuff, like the fool stuff, you know, like it starts with the fool card. And I'd be like, say less. I'm like, alright, cool. I'm good. Like, say no more. Because I'm not no fool. I'm not no fool. Like, Nah, I'm fool enough to know that I'm not no fool. That's how foolish I am. You know, I am foolish enough to not play the fool anymore. So, and they have to, I mean, in the coming years, I think they will have to upgrade that tarot stuff for real. People gon' listen, a lot of knowledge will go through a rebirth or an upgrade of some type of upgrade. Some type of upgrade, because these knowledge are outdated already. You know why they are outdated? Because there are too many beings that transcend this stuff and they be living like not like it's nothing. Just like me. Just like me. Just like me. And they know they should transcend it, but they're like, no. You know, it's the universe. What the fuck you know about the universe so much? That you know that it's the universe? No, it's the aura. Like, I believe that the entity that governs, or that, I'm not gonna say rules. Yes, I believe that the entity that governs or harmonizes this set of knowledge that gave birth to what we call a tarot, actually this entity wants the tarot to be upgraded already, because I believe the entity has some more thing to teach humanity. I believe this entity, it's called the oracle, right? I don't know. Listen, there's a bunch of stuff that I don't know intellectually. My mind is so fucking big, but there are so many stuff that I don't know intellectually. And I believe, like, if it is the oracle that governs this stuff, I sincerely believe that it's 2023 now, and the oracle wants humanity to upgrade this stuff. It's for real. It's humanity want, like, the oracle wants some new cards. Like, give me some new cards that don't have a fool in it. My God. The oracle wants humanity to come up with some new cards that do not have a fool in it. Some new dynamics, some new relationship dynamics that do not require you to be a fool to, like, get into it. Like, come on, man. It's it's like, I don't know. I believe the oracle actually agrees with what I'm saying now. There is some type of knowledge that transcends all this. Like, in order to get the relationship, you have to be the fool card. Like, nigga, say no more. Like, I'm cool. Like, I'm cool. And it's present in many cultures. It's present in many cultures. Even, like, I don't know, man. Even cultures that speak different language. But really, when you transcend this stuff, you realize it's just one language, human language. You realize it's just one human language, and you want to go farther than human language. And when you actually go farther, when you introduce yourself to this knowledge that is really farther, it's still human, but it's farther than the type of humanity that we have now, because we're still living like under a cave, bro. We're still living in a cave. We're still living in a cave because we be looking for outside, actually, when we should look inside. Humanity still have a hard time to go inside, and they be judging people that go inside because these people have another religion. It's not a religion. It's a universal method to know oneself. It's not a religion. Why do everything that is not physical has to be labeled as religious? Why, when someone is praying, then you label them as, oh, you must have a religion? Nah, prayer. Do you know what prayer means? Prayer means you're talking to God, meaning you're talking to the cosmos, meaning you're having a conversation. So when I'm talking to myself, which means the cosmos, now you come and labeling me, are you Christian? Nigga, I'm talking to myself. Can you just shut the fuck up already? Yeah. Anyway, listen, I'm not arrogant. I might be, because I'm not close enough to this perspective that I might be arrogant. I don't know, but for me it's just funny. I'm actually really humble, and I choose to be laughing instead of be arrogant. You know, I choose to be comical instead of being arrogant. I choose to be funny instead of being arrogant. Because I've learned long enough, I've learned a long time ago that when you laugh away the trigger, or yes, when you laugh away the trigger, then you transcend it. Even when you transcend it at the moment, but the more you laugh at it, the more you laugh it away, the more your subconscious, the more cues, the more hints your subconscious creates for you in order for you to later understand why it was all bullshit from the beginning, from the jump. That's why, like, every time I see this fool thing, I'm like, alright, cool, say no more. I'm not a fool, y'all. I'm not a fool. And I used to say that the future is single. Like, the more we evolve, the more humanity goes, the more humanity go farther into this transition, people are going to be more and more single. For real, a lot of men and women are going to be more and more single because they will realize, shit, in order for me to transit, because the transition now, it will take the form of survival, self-preservation. For real. You see the paradox? Evolution is not survival. You see the paradox? Now, in order for a lot of people to evolve, they will evolve by sensing or by feeling that I should preserve myself for this growth. I should preserve myself for this next step. So I might as well take some time for myself. I might as well preserve myself in order to transcend myself, because I've been watching too many motherfuckers telling me about this stuff. And they be cussing as a motherfucker. They be like, I don't know, it's like they don't give a fuck. And I see them happy, I see them confident, and I am not happy, and I am not confident, and I like this, and I like that, and I want the freedom for myself. So I might as well reserve some time for myself in order to make the transition as well. Because I want to live the next thing. I want to see the next best civilization that humanity has ever created. I want to see it. I want to experience it. A lot of people, they will actually do that by fear of missing out. They will become single. They will become single to grow up, because this is what they need to grow up. Healing is not good, yo. I mean, it's not tasty. Healing is not delicious. This is why, man, from childhood, I've trained myself, or maybe the universe has trained me to be used to distasteful food that are not really tasty. But my family, listen, I come from Haitian family. I know what is a delicious food. I'm talking about untasteful remedies, natural remedies like aloe vera, a bunch of stuff that are not really tasty. They will trigger the fuck out of you when you ingest them. You gonna feel all types of shit. And most people don't want to heal. They don't want to intake those remedies because it doesn't taste right. It doesn't taste nice. It's not delicious. But they don't realize that what is delicious for the tongue is not delicious for, most of it is not delicious for your gut or your stomach. And if only you could transcend this tasty, not tasty, you would enjoy everything. And the purpose of life is to enjoy everything. Enjoy the pain, enjoy the pleasure, enjoy the lack, enjoy the abundance, enjoy the lack of ego, the absence of ego, enjoy the ego, not the arrogance, but the ego. And I'm gonna say some stuff here that gonna shock a lot of people. When you go through an ego death, your ego becomes bigger. And it doesn't become bigger in the sense that I'm the shit. It becomes bigger in the sense that there is more to me now. I'm more than what I was. I am actually more than this person that I was. I'm still him, but I am more. I am actually not one person, not two, not three, but a fucking legion. I am actually everybody. And such ego is gigantic because it's like the collective consciousness, right? Almost. So let's get back to the Russian thing. Do not trust the information that tell you like a whole fucking nation is bad. Nothing like that really exists. I said that already, I believe. And Russians are one of the most talented people when it comes to mixing and mastering, making beats. Now I'm strictly talking about hip hop, making beats, or music in general. The ones that are composers and writers, they be writing a lot of good stuff, a lot of like powerful, deep stuff. When they transcend a lot of stuff, actually, when they go out and travel and explore. And this is why I always like tell people to explore. If you can't explore physically, if you can't explore the world physically, at least do that mentally, do that intellectually. Go find and go read some books. Go on Instagram, I don't know, go on Facebook, look the places outside of your immediate environment. Go look. So because you will transcend a lot of stuff that will make you grow, and when you grow, you become more and more beautiful. People want to learn from you. Shit, you want to learn from yourself. Yeah, man. They mix and master a lot of stuff. You see there is a demo, or should I say demo, that I uploaded like some days ago actually. Gotta Go. The track Gotta Go that I just published like some days ago on my platform, it's actually a demo. And that shit it sounds like a mix, doesn't it? It sounds like a mix, doesn't it? In certain countries, like you give that to a motherfucker and you say it's mixed and mastered, they gonna believe it.